So why did you start GoodDot?
Uh, for me, it was only about my love for animals. In fact, it was based upon my own contradiction in my life. Until 5 years, 5.5 years back, I would eat meat, and still help animals, feed them, rescue them, and all that. So there was a major contradiction in my own heart and mind. That
Mhm.
on one hand, I was helping animals, and on the other side, I was adding to their misery.
Hello and welcome to Career Central, the podcast where we demystify interesting careers. I'm your host Sachin Ramurthy, and this week we will be talking with the creator of vegetarian meat, Abhishek Sinha. I bet that if you're a vegetarian, you wondered at least once what meat tastes like. However, for whatever reason, because you're either bound by your beliefs or are an animal lover, you've never actually tried meat. This problem has recently been tackled by a startup called GoodDot, founded by animal activists. They seek to reduce suffering in the world by supplying plant based meats with all the benefits and less of the drawbacks. In order to succeed in the food industry, you need to have a niche. There's a lot of competition, and it's almost impossible to make it if you're not unique. A great example is GoodDot, who came up with an innovative solution to a persistent and concerning problem. Today, we are talking with Mr. Abhishek Sinha, the co founder and CEO of GoodDot. Enticed by his love for animals and his wife's involvement in GoodDot, Mr. Sinha started as an advisor but could not ignore the opportunity to make a huge difference. He made a brave and unprecedented decision to resign his position as the Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax to oversee GoodDot's research and development and manufacturing. Mr. Sinha's experience and graduate degree in engineering make him a priceless asset for the GoodDot team. He is an avid animal lover and has an undying commitment to save lives by bringing plant-based meats to the Indian market. Without further ado, let's get to the questions. First of all, Mr. Sinha, what prompted you down this unique path?
For me, it was a search for, a purpose of my life. I was professionally successful, career-wise, I was doing well. For me, it was more important that, aligned to my life's goal, whether I am fulfilling my daily chores accordingly or not. So I did feel for me, the love for animals was paramount. I could see that, that was where my heart lay. So I wanted to do something with my life and career, which was centered around that. So that is why I selected this field.
Oh, that's cool. So, do you think it's high time that schools in India started introducing curriculum about, say, healthy living and vegetarian lifestyles? And what is the primary barrier that you face in implementing this goal?
I think, but it's probably about time that, people are educated about the good effects of vegetarian and vegan lifestyle and some of the harmful effects of the animal industry, so to say. Of course, there are a lot of barriers because there must be cultural barriers, also societal barriers, because this is very much linked to people's culture and background.
Mhm.
So, considering the neutral aspect of education, some people might perceive it as some societally inculcated information being passed on, which might not be exactly correct. I think the value proposition should be taken out, and all the scientific related fact and validated facts should be taught about.
Okay.
So I think that's the barrier, and that's the solution for me.
Okay. Right. And in your case, did you start GoodDot because of your love for animals, or was it because of the healthy effects of a vegetarian lifestyle, or was it like a combination of both of these factors?
Uh, for me, it was only about my love for animals. In fact, it was based upon my own contradiction in my life. Until 5 years, 5.5 years back, I would eat meat, and still help animals, feed them, rescue them, and all that. So there was a major contradiction in my own heart and mind. That on one hand, I was helping animals, and on the other side, I was adding to their misery because of my eating habits.
Yeah.
So this was the primary reason, I took this step. And of course, now that, we have developed the product, there are environmental good effects and health good effects related to the same. So those are also our strong messaging point. But primarily, it is, for me, it's all about animals only.
Okay, cool. So, which society in the world right now would you consider to be the current benchmark for healthy living?
You see, I'm not like really aware too much about it. Whatever information I have is all only through secondary or tertiary sources. People do say that Japan, Scandinavian countries have Mediterranean countries. They have great eating habits. So they might be the ones to name. But then again, I don't have a first-hand knowledge. However, I do believe in every country there are people who are much more scientifically inclined and willing to work towards their health. So they are scattered all over the place in each society. So no proper answer from my side, but I do believe that some of the countries which we have read about are the healthiest ones.
And where do you think India is right now in that ranking?
India, I think it must be faring pretty lower in the hierarchy, because this is something which is not normally discussed, and we did have great eating habits, but we have like the coarse cereals, the millet. They were a regular part of our regular dietary habits. And also we would eat seasonal vegetables. Now we get fruits and vegetables all the way around, the hybrid ones. So, and then of course with the fast food culture coming about, so I think we are doing pretty bad in that regard, considering the amount of people suffering from heart disease and diabetes, cancer-related diseases are prevalent in India. So I think there's a lot of scope for improvement there as far as India is concerned.
Okay. So within my own circle, I've noticed that more people change their lifestyle from being a vegetarian to adopting a non-vegetarian lifestyle than the other way around. So how widespread is this trend, and what are the steps you can take in order to stop it?
You're right that this trend is pretty widespread. It's a very astonishing figure that India, we have 72% Indians are not meat eaters, and 28% are vegetarians, with the trend increasing towards non-vegetarian food. So, of course, the trend is towards non-vegetarian food, but we know and we do believe that we have got what it takes to reverse the trend, at least to stem the trend towards that, because there are a lot of misconceptions being floated that, protein requirement can only be met by meat. Maybe, you will get healthier by consuming animal protein, which is not scientifically validated. In fact, there are peer-reviewed studies which point to the contrary. So, as and when, of course, going from my own experience and like my friends and family, the primary reason for people who eat meat and who continue eating meat is the taste. You don't get a similar taste in vegetarian food, and that is why what we are trying to offer to the people products which not just are healthy, environmentally friendly, but they do taste like meat. So you don't have to go for high cholesterol product and having some ethical propositions there also. So I do believe meat alternatives, dairy alternatives will make it easy for people to adopt an ethical diet.
So, Mr. Sinha, you moved from the engineering industry or engineering field into your current company. So, how was this transition from moving from a completely different field?
In fact, I moved from my engineering background. After that, I was in the Union government. I served in various profiles. The last profile I held was Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax. I was in the IRS. I left that, and then put in my whatever learnings of chemical engineering for the past 4 or 5 years. We, as a core team of a strong set of individuals, we try to develop it as per the latest cutting-edge technology the world over. And we were lucky enough to nail the formulation and the technology. So for me, as I said, it was all about my life goal, irrespective of the technological or experiential background I had. This is what I wanted to do, this is what the team wanted to do, and we could achieve it through sheer hard work.
Great. So, final question now, Mr. Sinha. What is your message or advice to students who may be considering a career in your industry?
I would rather change it. I would tell them, I'll give a general advice and maybe a specific advice. Okay. General advice is, keep looking for the spark in your life. there might be some things which interest you, and you might be, feeling that, but somehow you don't have the confidence to follow that. And there are a lot of parents who apparently who give a great advice that, okay, you follow your heart, but be the best in your area of choice. But I would say that also adds to the pressure to children. That, see, children or even adults, I have seen my friends and colleagues not really clear even after achieving all the big ticket growth points, but they are not very clear. So it's all right to be confused. Just follow your heart at that moment of time and give your best at that moment of time. That is a general advice, because most of your life you're spending in your job. You don't want to look forward to a Saturday or Sunday. You should look forward to a Monday. No day should count. So this is a general advice. Keep looking. Don't worry. People might laugh at you, but keep looking for opportunities which come about, which at that moment of time excite you. Maybe if you book a couple of years down the line, it doesn't excite you anymore. On that day, whatever excites you, go for that. So just be honest to yourself and do the hard work. You'll go places, and the universe will guide you where you need to end. As far as a specific advice, as far as my industry is concerned, this is a great industry to be in the sense that the meat industry, which is a $1.5 trillion annual revenue industry, is being disrupted by these kind of products. So the economic impact of this industry is quite humongous. There are lots of areas where you can work, like biochemical engineering, food technology. You'll have some protein chemistry, flavoring profile, culinary. So the options are endless. Okay. And the good part is that a lot of awareness is created about these alternative sector and industries. And just go with your interest. If you are interested technologically, academically or ethically, as far as the way, because for me it was an ethical consideration. Go for it. It'll give you a good dividend.
Well, that's the end of the interview. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Sinha. I learned a lot, and I'm sure that's also true for all of our viewers. Well, that's it for today, everybody. Be sure to follow us on iTunes and Facebook, and watch short and interesting clips of the podcast on YouTube. Visit www.indianstudentroom.com for more. See you next time when we interview product engineer at NVIDIA, Mr. Sri Ramana Reddy.